Hello, it's Mr. Turek, and I'm going to go over effects in Yearbook Avenue. For text or images, you can apply effects to them. So for text, if you have it selected, of course down here you can change the font size, the color, pretty much everything about it. The effects panel for text is pretty limited. Go to effects, you can add a drop shadow. Pretty easy to change the angle, all that. Each of these sliders affects something about it. Again, drop shadow is about all I would ever do for text. Maybe glow. I don't really like the appearance of glow, but you can, if you can convince me it's a good idea, we can do glow. And I just don't think it looks good, no matter what you do. I don't like it. I really don't. But if you really want to use it for your design, and you can think of a cool way to use it, go ahead. But that's effects for type. For images, if you click on an image, under the effects tab and format, there's quite a few more options. You can colorize your image. If you want to make the whole image green, you can do that. You can change it to black and white. Again, you can do the same things as you can with type. You can add a drop shadow or a glow to the image around the edges. And that's really just changing the text frame, the content frame. But there's these other 4 tabs up top. There's a red eye removal tab. There's a cutout background tab, selective color, and aviary, which is like Creative Cloud's sort of like plug-in for JavaScript, Yearbook Avenue. Don't use the red eye removal. Don't ever use cutout background. The selective color kind of works. Yeah, so if you click on that, if it's a real simple image like this, it's really easy to just paint and do selective color. As you can see, it's not super accurate, but it does it for the most part. And you can see when I make a mistake and I go over the edge here, it's just not very smart. Unless you turn on the smart color. So if I were to do it again, it's under color splash. You do smart color. Smart color is okay. Smart color sort of works. It's sort of recognizing that this edge is pink, and anytime there's pink, it'll paint pink, and it won't paint the green. So if you have a perfect image where there's like one color in the background and one color on your object, this auto feature works okay. But if you do this in Photoshop, it's like 1,000 times easier and much faster. And then when you click apply, that'll automatically apply it. But we're going to cancel out of there. I'm going to show you some of these other things in Aviary. If you click edit, you'll open up Aviary, and some of this stuff's okay. You can adjust like basic saturation. You can adjust basic sharpness. Like this stuff is all good. Some of these effects, like Instagram filter stuff. This is all fine. I would be okay with you doing this if you're consistent. Like, obviously, don't have one image with one of these filters on it, and then like you don't explain it or contextualize it in your design. But yeah, like you could do like some basic enhancements to an image if it's like your main image and you didn't have time to go into Photoshop. I could totally understand using this. Click save. So this will save a brand new one. Save as new. Submit, and it'll process that image for you. That's pretty cool. And so that that updated image will be in your image library. And I don't know if it automatically applies that here. Oh, yes it does. So there we go. That's our kind of updated and enhanced image. Again, most of this stuff, like you could do drop shadow, you could do some of the like minor edits in here, but again, just learn how to use Photoshop and use Photoshop. Not that this stuff isn't terrible, but it's just not as flexible. And stuff like this, like the cutout background, like this is so terrible. I mean, you could use it, but it would take so long to just sit here and individually erase all this out. So use Photoshop; it's a lot faster.